The number one question I get asked is, what do you eat every day? For real. Today, I am so excited to be walking you through the real food rules that I follow every single day to fuel my body, to feel strong, and still enjoy my meals without going to extremes. These aren't rules to restrict you. They're here to give you freedom. And over 50 now, I want freedom with my food. Structure actually creates that freedom, and that's what this is all about. So, rule number one, protein first. Every meal I eat starts with one question. Where's the protein? Maybe not where's the beef, but where's the protein? I aim for 30 grams of high quality protein with every meal, and at least 120 grams of protein total every day. That supports my lean muscle, keeps my cravings away, and balances my blood sugar. It also helps my metabolism stay strong. Women in their 40s and beyond, this is a non-negotiable. You have to get protein in. I typically recommend 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of your goal body weight. Protein is the most thermogenic macro. It takes more energy to digest protein, and it helps prevent constant snacking. So yes, I eat eggs, chicken, salmon, Greek yogurt, and I always have my AMP protein powder along with my collagen peptides ready to go in my kitchen. Rule number two, non-starchy veggies are totally unlimited and you have to get at least 5 servings. I really aim for at least 5 servings every single day of those non-starchy veggies. And honestly, I hit more than that most days. Think leafy greens, bell peppers, onions, mushrooms, Brussels sprouts, asparagus. The more variety you have, the better. Spices count too. So things like garlic, turmeric, basil, those all rack up with your weekly plant diversity. The veggies are gonna feed your gut. They're gonna provide antioxidants and fiber, and they're gonna help reduce inflammation overall. Before I go on to the third rule, do you have any specific rules that you follow each day? I would love to hear those. Leave them in the comments below. Rule number 3, don't skip the fruits. I stick with 2 servings of fruit each day, and I focus on things like berries, so raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, because they're super high in fiber and rich in polyphenols. If you're struggling with sugar cravings or insulin sensitivity, you might need to temporarily scale back on fruit, but long-term, fruit is not the enemy. 1 serving is about a cup of berries or a small apple, and I include bananas too. They're awesome. Rule number 4 is hydration. This is a simple one, but so many people skip out on it. I aim for my body weight in ounces of water each day. More if I'm working out heavy or if I'm sweating. Like this morning, I did hot Pilates. I needed to make up for the bucket of water that I lost while sweating. A gallon of water a day is not unrealistic. Hydration supports your metabolism, your digestion, your energy, and it even reduces your hunger. I start my day with water, then I have black coffee. I often drink some apple cider vinegar, like a tablespoon, in my water before my meals, and that helps with some of the blood sugar balance too. Number 5 is meal timing. I eat at least 4 meals a day, spaced out every 3 to 5 hours apart. And I usually stop eating around 2 hours before bed. Now that's not a hard and fast rule, it's just what I tend to do. Most days, my eating window is about 10 hours. Nothing extreme, but just back to how we were meant to eat. It's not intermittent fasting for sure, which I actually don't recommend specifically, but you should give your body some time between meals to digest and reset. If you are trying to build muscle, you might want to add in a 5th meal each day. And for some women, 5 meals is perfect. For me, I try to stick with 4. If you're trying to dial in your insulin sensitivity, then you might want a tighter window for a few weeks to see how your body responds. Either way, eat, stop, give your body a break, then repeat. Rule number 6, carbs and fats. We're gonna fuel these with intention. So protein is for function, muscle, hormones, recovery. Carbs and fat are for fuel. I get most of my carbs from modest complex carb sources in my 3 main meals. So non-starchy veggies and servings of fruit. With intense workouts though, I also add in quite a few complex carbs. So things like oatmeal, rice, sweet potatoes. Those are all excellent sources of carbohydrates. I keep fats moderate and get most of them from things like avocado, extra virgin olive oil, nuts, fatty fish like salmon. These naturally occurring fats are also in lean animal proteins too. Women don't have to fear fats or carbs, but you also don't need to pile them on or make them the main focus of your meals. If your goal is to lose body fat and burn the fat that you're carrying, you don't need to eat a lot of extra fats just because they're healthy. You need a balance of them. Number 7 is to ditch the cheat day mindset. Let me tell you right now, I don't believe in cheat days. That whole day, good day versus bad day mindset, it keeps you stuck in a diet cycle and makes it harder to build a healthy relationship with your food. When do you have a cheat meal? Let's talk about that word for a minute, cheat. If you're calling something a cheat, you're labeling it as wrong. It creates guilt and shame, that all or nothing thinking that leads you to binges and yo-yo dieting and frustration. Instead of cheating, think of it more as flexibility, or as I like to call it, an off-plan meal. If you want a bite of something like birthday cake or chocolate, fit it in. That's what I do. I plan for it, I enjoy it, and then I move on. No drama, no spirals, no starting over every Monday. And I definitely don't cheat with foods that trigger me. If there's ones that I know I have trouble stopping, I skip those altogether because they're just not worth it. Now, I'm not perfect. I have times where I do indulge, but I do it without guilt, and it's the exception to my overall nutrition rather than the rule. So, what does a typical day of my diet look like? So breakfast, which I always eat breakfast. I'm a bear if I don't. You don't want to see that. It's almost always my protein waffles or some version of those. Lately, I've been super packing it with protein, fiber, and antioxidants. So a scoop of my Ultimate Muscle Protein, my collagen peptides, tablespoon of flaxseed, chia seeds, egg, Kodiak cakes, about a 1/4 cup, and then I toss in turmeric, cinnamon, and I top it with blueberries. So I take my frozen blueberries and microwave those and use those as a syrup. Lunch most often is like a big leafy green salad, so cucumbers, radishes, avocado, chicken breast, which I measure out for my 30 grams of protein, and I top it with olive oil and vinegar. And then for dinner, something like salmon, lentils, Brussels sprouts, mushrooms, healthy fats in there as well, so extra virgin olive oil, and as many vegetables as I can possibly eat. Snacks, I balance either a protein shake, an ump bar, or my favorite protein cheesecake. These are not hard and fast diet rules. They're a framework that helps me personally feel my best, maintain my current weight and body fat levels without feeling obsessed, and keeps me strong for life over 50. Once you nail the basics, protein at every meal, vegetables, fruit, hydration, and smart structure, you stop thinking about food all day and you actually start living.